guys, it's me again, Flong, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video guys, I am going to share with you the cost of living here in Canada, specifically in the province where we live, which is in Alberta. So this is to give everyone a rough idea on the expenses that you are going to consider when you want to move here in Canada. All the information that I will be sharing with you today are all based on my personal experience and of course from the people that I know. So let's get started. So let us start with your accommodation or the housing. So that would depend on what type of accommodation you are going to choose. For sure, since you are just starting, you just wanted to rent a space. You don't want to buy a house. Either you just want a room, a basement suite, or an apartment. The monthly rental for those types of accommodation would range from 550 Canadian dollars to 1,200 Canadian dollars. So if you are just by yourself, you might as well just want to rent a room only. That will approximately cost you 550 to 750 Canadian dollars, and most of the rooms are furnished and all utilities included. However, the downside of it is you will be sharing the house itself, like the living room, the kitchen, the washroom, with all other people living in the house. If you are comfortable with that kind of setup, then I'm sure you will just be fine. And you can, of course, save some money. For a basement suite, which is usually the preferred accommodation for startup, like for a couple and for a small family, it will range from 750 to 1,000 Canadian dollars. With this, you will have a privacy, as you don't need to share the space with all other people in the house, and most of them are not furnished, but all utilities are included, so you just have to bring your own furniture. And lastly, you can also choose an apartment that will range from 950 to 1,200 Canadian dollars. In most cases, utilities are not included, so you have to pay them separately. So some of the utilities that you need to pay are the electricity, gas, water, and your internet connection. So with our accommodation here, for a 2-bedroom basement suite, we paid 750 Canadian dollars per month, all utilities included, except for the internet connection. And it is not furnished, so we brought our own furnitures when we moved here. As for the utilities guys, I don't have a definite idea for the cost of the utilities, because ever since we came here, we did not pay our utilities because it was all included in our monthly rent. Except for this latest place that we live in, like the internet connection is not included, so we have to pay it separately. So currently, we paid around 105 Canadian dollars for our internet connection. Before, our internet was only 45 Canadian dollars. However, we were not happy with the service because it was super slow and we always lost the connection. So I tried to look for other service provider, and this one, the latest one, is super okay. We're paying 105 Canadian dollars. Next to that guys is your mobile phone or your cell phone plan. It is really very important to have a mobile phone plan for your convenience. So the price will vary depending on what service provider and the type of plan you are getting. And it's either like you wanted a text, call, or with a data plan, or you wanted a phone or a unit together with your plan. So the price would really depend on those factors. When we arrived here guys, we only availed the call and text plan, like unlimited call and text Canada wide. So it was just line only. And we only paid 25 Canadian dollars. So we did not avail in any phone because my phone at that time was still working. It was still okay. It was open line. So I can just insert any Canadian SIM card on my phone. However, as for my husband, his phone was not open line. So he needs a phone. My sister just let him use her old phone since she was not using it anymore. So my husband also availed the SIM only for 25 Canadian dollars. So we did that one because it is much cheaper, and also we did not have like a higher budget yet for a mobile phone or a higher plan. But now, like after a year, we upgraded our plan and we upgraded also our phone. So right now, it is still unlimited call and text, but we added like a data with our plan. It's 6 gig per month, and we also availed a new phone. So currently, I am paying 85 Canadian dollars for my plan, and my husband is paying 70 Canadian dollars per month. The same plan with mine, except for the unit itself. My plan comes with a tablet, and the tablet has a 1 gig data on it since it was on a promo. So I would say that the mobile phone plan would range from 25 Canadian dollars to 150 Canadian dollars or more, because it would depend on your service provider and the type of plan you are getting, and if you are also getting a phone with your plan. So you just have to look around, check their prices and compare their prices in order for you to get the best deal. Another thing, guys, will be your food or your groceries. So as for the groceries, it will also vary depending on what food you usually eat. But I could say that food here in Canada is way cheaper and affordable. You can buy and eat whatever you want, from meat, fruits, vegetables, chocolates, and a lot more. So there are also grocery stores here that are selling Asian or Filipino foods. So you have the option of wanting a Canadian or an Asian or a Filipino food. However, I tell you, those Asian foods or Filipino foods are higher in prices because they were imported from the Philippines or from other countries. So we usually do our grocery twice a month, and we spend around 300 Canadian dollars or more depending on our mood when we go to the store. Another thing, guys, is you also have an option to dine or eat out at some restaurants for as low as $10 per meal. But of course, you don't want to do that every day. Aside from it is not healthy, it will be costly compared with just cooking your own food at home. So next to that, guys, is the transportation expenses. So as for the transportation, some places like big cities, they have a train, they have buses, they have taxi. However, in the town where we live in, it is a small town, so we don't have a train nor a bus, but we have a taxi here. So it is really a necessity to have your own car, and also you cannot walk during that winter. It is very difficult to walk, and it is not also advisable to walk during the winter, especially if it is minus 30 plus or minus 40, because you have not arrived at your destination. You are already frozen in the middle of the road. So you really need to have your own vehicle or your car. So guys, when you have your own car, you need to pay your car insurance and your gas. So the car insurance here in Alberta is a little bit expensive compared with the other provinces, especially when you don't have like years of driving experience here in Canada. It is really expensive. And of course, it would depend also on the type of car you own. Like if you bought it as brand new or you bought it as used, and if it is like a sedan or it is an SUV. So those things would really matter in the pricing for the insurance. So the car insurance here would range from 100 Canadian dollars to 400 Canadian dollars or more, depending on those scenarios that I have mentioned earlier. And lastly, you need to buy gas for your car. So the price of the gas right now, actually it has increased since we arrived here. As far as I can remember, it was only 90 cents per liter in 2019, and now it's already $1.29 per liter. So guys, I think these are just some of the major expenses that you need to consider when you live here in Canada. So these are just estimates, and it will surely depend on the province that you are living in, and of course it would also depend on your lifestyle. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I gave you a lot of information and ideas of the cost of living here in Canada. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. So thank you, and see you on